Hello Hill-Rennie. I run ohsomanycrafts.blogspot.com as a blog. I am the New Zealand Cricut product expert, and I also have the Facebook group New Zealand Cricut. I am going to do some videos, and this is the introduction to my videos, just to let you know who I am. Thank you for watching. Hi, this is Flo. Now, as you know, we now have out the Cricut Mug Press. Well, we are allowed to pre-order it, but it's not going to be delivered to us until the 1st of November. However, we can pre-order it, so because I'm a PE, which is a product expert in New Zealand for Cricut, I was sent by Cricut one of the Cricut Mug Press early with some mugs so that I can show you how to use it. Now, the mugs come in a 6-pack, which I've got down there, and it's a bit heavy to pick up, and a 2-pack. So, as you see, I haven't opened this yet, so I'm going to go from the start and show you what to do. What I have done is I have plugged my mug press in, and I have connected it to the computer, and I have updated it so it's all up to date. Now, you do have to do that, because if you don't, it won't work. So as you can see, I'm opening these. I shall just tip them up, and they come in their own little box. That's nice. I'll put that bigger one down there, and they're the right size. They are, oh, that's right, they've got a handle on. I was expecting them to just be round. Now, we'll take that one out, and I'm not quite sure of the size, so let's have a look and see what it says the size of them is. And the size says it's two 15-ounce mugs, 425ml. That's the big size. So that's really great. Now I'm going to have to get out the other mugs, because I'm hoping that they're the little size, and the one I wanted to do was the little size. So I shall actually, what I'll do is I'll get the bigger mugs out, or the bigger packet of mugs out. Oh, now this is the bigger pack, and I have to use the forcing lights on this one so I can get it open. Yeah. And these ones don't come in little boxes. However, these are the smaller ones. So this comes as a 6-pack, and I've got the larger as a 2-pack. Now, I believe they both come as 6-packs and 2-packs, but go into your websites that sell them, and you will find on Spotlight at the moment that it will tell you the size of it, and whether they're boxes of 6 or 2. Now, if we pop this over here, and that's the smaller one, and this is the larger one. So, well, it's not very easy for you to see, is it? Let's put them sideways, and you can see there, now I've got them down on the table, that one of them is quite a bit larger than the other. And if we sit one on top of the other, you'll be able to see that, yeah, it is quite a bit larger than the other one. So I'm going to do the small one to start with, because the thing that I'm going to be cutting is for the small mug, or at least I hope it's for the small mug. So we'll work that out later. I never seem to manage to get everything organised at the same time, so we'll put those ones down there. And that's another big one, so I'll just pop that one down there as well. Now, what they have sent me is a packet of Cricut Infusible ink. Now, this is a small packet, and it looks very much like the Joy packets Now, do I have a packet of Infusible ink up there? No. So I can't show you the Infusible ink packet. Yes I do, but I can't find this. Here's one. Let me just get this one down. Hang on a little. Now, this is the Infusible ink. Now, this is the Cricut Joy Infusible ink, and it's the same size packet, but this is what came out of the Cricut Infusible ink. And if I open this one, you'll see both of these work. You can see that's a blue one. You can also see they've done quite well. Now, what I'm going to do now is I was watching lots of videos, and we've had a lot of videos that we've had to watch. Now I'm going to take, there's two pieces in each of these, and they've said that as you unroll them, put them on your mat this way. Now I don't mean just at the bottom, I mean so that the, oops, I'm not supposed to touch it with my hands, so that it spreads across the mat, which means then that when you unroll it and take it off the mat, it'll roll around the cup. So that's the way you want it to. Now, some people like me often will use the Cricut spatula there. You are supposed to roll it with this. My hands are very dry at the moment, so I shouldn't have any problem with that. I'm just going to make sure that that's very well down on there. And get my machine is all ready to cut. And now I've got to go back to the computer, and one of the things that I've got on here is some Cricut Infusible ink pens, and this is a fine tip point, and you can see that, and some of them are medium points, and you can see those. Now, what I was going to do with the piece that I was going to do was do some writing on it as well. Now, because I've put that piece on, that's not going to be great for the writing that I was wanting to do. So I'm actually going to do a different one. I don't need any tools in point A, and I just need my foam from clay. And you can probably see that it is currently going bleep, so that I can, yep, I'm going to roll that down again, so that it's there. Roll it through. Now, an important thing with when your machine rolls it through is that you must have enough fabric or things on the mat to actually to roll it through and roll it back. Otherwise it'll roll through and it'll go through the other side and it'll just stay there. Now, that's particularly if you've got, for instance, a 12.5 inch thing that's on your mat and you're thinking, well, at 12.5 it's only going to cut down to this piece here, so I'll leave it go. No, it will actually tell you you can't do that. So with the earlier machines, sometimes you could sneak those in and have it believe you, but not with this one. Now, I have my Mug Press sitting on a little table just to the right hand side, so I'm going to take this off, and while we have got that there, I'm going to, while it's cutting out, I'm going to open my little piece of the hole, and I'm going to wipe down my mug, and you can see that the Cricut mugs have got Cricut written on the bottom and a number of other little things that I can't read because I've got my glasses on and I can't read that small printing with my glasses on. I've got to take my glasses off to do that. So I'm just going to do all of this and then put it on one side, put it away, and I'm going to take my lint-free cloth, and so that I don't actually touch it, I'm going to make sure that that's nice and dry. Now, as a added precaution, I'm going to lint roll it as well, because I have cats and bunnies, all of which like to put fur all over the place. So I am going to take this one off and put that in the bin there. And as you can see, it's just got another little piece here. Now, at one stage I rolled it round like this, and I thought that was very clever, but it's actually quite difficult. So I wondered why people rolled it up and down, and it's because it's not as difficult to roll it up and down as it is to roll it round and round. And when you roll it round and round, you can end up getting it stuck. But as you can see, it's stuck there again. But you need to make sure that your fingers haven't touched it again. And that's the difficulty, because sometimes you just can't help those fingers. Now, you can, if you would like to, just simply draw with your machine on with your Infusible ink pens, and you can make a project like that. That would be absolutely lovely for children to do for their grandparents, for their mums. If you're a grandparent and you've got the kids over, you can make them lovely Christmas presents that the kids have actually drawn on their cups. Now I'm going to put these over to one side, over here, because very shortly we'll need to put the machine on, and hopefully once I've got it on the cup, I will show you, I'll move the camera and show you where the machine is, that you can see what I do with it. And it's just over on a little bench to the side, and rather than lift it up and bring it over each time, I want to just leave it in one place. It's a very long. Well, here goes with my cup. It's all hooked in. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. You're not supposed to drop it in there, and you are supposed to wait for it to go green, and then you're supposed to tweak it a little so that it goes right in the middle. It's not need to go right in the middle at the moment. Oh, right. Now I've pushed it down, and I'm not sure what happens then. I think it beeps and the lights go out. So we'll have a look. See if there you go. Now they all beep together. So I assume that means you've got to lift it. It's beeped at me twice now, so let's see if we can lift this up. Here we go, and when I lift it up, it's all done. The cup handle is not hot, so I'll lift it out. And over here I've got my trusty mat from Cricut, and I shall change the cameras over so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Now you can see on here I've got my ironing mat from Cricut, the ironing pad. Yeah, I've forgotten what it's called. So it is a easy press pad, and that works out really well. I've also got a little piece of board over the far side, and now you're supposed to wait till the cup cools before taking it off. Now if you look at this, you'll see I taped the top edge after weeding it. I also put butcher's paper around the outside, and if you look at that you can see the butcher's paper is a little bit scorched, so that indicates that I wouldn't have liked to have done it without the butcher paper, because I might have done something wrong. Now I had my trusty pick here, which I'm being a bit naughty with. Hang on, let's get the flat tweezers. Now Cricut in their one of their packs puts out a lovely pair of flat tweezers. That's these ones. If I hold them still you can see them, and they're nice and flat, and I'm going to endeavour to remove the outside of this to start with and see what it looks like. Now people tell me that when you remove the outside you should be able to see whether it's all done. I'm not quite sure whether it is or not, because I haven't only done one of these before, so I'm now going to remove the tape. Now this is the heat tape from Cricut that I was using. Rather like the colour blue, and I can see what's underneath it, so that always works well. You can't use it again, or at least I don't think you can use it again, because it's, although it's a bit sticky, it's probably not sticky enough to stick down here. Now I did tape this really well, because I've been told that you should tape it really well rather than make a muck up of things. I've tried to do what I'm told, except to the point where I was told that you shouldn't do this while it's still hot, but I haven't filled the cup yet, so it could be interesting. Now I taped through the centre of the cup here, as you might be able to see here. I taped all around the bottom of it, so now I'm going to have to try and remove the tape. Now removing the tape does appear to be quite difficult, especially if you can't. Oh wow! Certainly when you look at Infusible ink sheets, if most of it is come off, you can certainly see that there's had a good transfer. Now there was no edge to this, so I've taped it down, and what I've got is I've taped it right over to the edge so that it's actually sort of blurred in there. I was quite expecting that effect. If I had trimmed it off properly and taped it down, I wouldn't have got this blurred effect. But you can see I've even got this little bit of a blurred effect in here where I taped it through the handle, because with this one it didn't actually cut a piece on the inside and a piece that was around the outside. I'm really impressed with the cup. My granddaughter, it is actually quite hot. It didn't burn me, but I'm aware that it's very hot. I think she'll love the little bits down the side, because I'll tell her that they're supposed to be there. And it was quite difficult to actually weed all those little letters out. But if you look carefully, you'll see the little bits of the E's actually stayed there. Oh, I missed that dot on the I. I tried to get most of the dots on the I's. One of the things with Infusible ink is if you do a light one, you can go over it with a dark one, but if you do it with a dark one, the only one you can do it over with is black. But I'm really impressed with that, and I wanted to find out just what the edge would do if it was only taped in through here. The actual coating, I believe, stops, and they tell you it's about half an inch, which it probably is, from the inside. So it would have probably paid for me to have trimmed it off there, and it would have been quite good, because then I would have had a nicer edge to it. Having said that, it is an amazing cup and she'll love it. Thank you for watching my very awkward first go with my Cricut mugs.